Coach, after getting a chance to look back at the BYU film, what were your thoughts on the offensive receivers?
You know, I hesitate to say my guys played good in a game we lost. However, it was the best game for my group collectively that we played. I was very impressed with how physical they played. We had a couple pancakes. We were blocking our guys. We were on our guys. We were doing what we, had to do. I felt, the balls weren't coming our way, and that's part of it. I will say this, I'm extremely proud of my guys. I've been places where if that would have happened at other places I've been, it would have been like mutiny by the receivers on the sideline, because receivers are selfish by nature. They'll tell you. I've always said, when you walk into a locker room after the game and you look at the receivers, you won't be able to tell whether you won or lost, but you will be able to tell who caught balls and who didn't. You know what I'm saying? It's just the nature. I've been coaching these dudes for such a long time. I know them. But it's such a testament to the guys in the culture in our room that we have right now. Not one complaint, not one down look on the sideline. They were all into it. They were all learning off the iPads now that we have the iPads. They were all into instruction. It was yes, sir, no, sir. I mean, even Jordan Hudson was telling me right before the last drive, Coach, we're going to come back and win. I'm telling you, we're just going to come back and win. So they were in it. They were never disappointed. That's hard to come by in today's world, the world of wide receiver and in the numbers and all of that stuff. So I'm extremely proud of those guys in the way that they reacted to the situation.
Coach Lashley kind of talked about yesterday that defense has been really focused on trying to take away the deep ball from the offense this year. And that was something that worked really well last year. Can you kind of talk about how you keep the receivers engaged, knowing that, hey, we're maybe not going to get it all at once, but got to kind of chunk it out?
Yes, absolutely. You have to make the defense defend every area of the field, and I think we have a really elite vertical passing game, and we have to be prepared as a unit, players, coaches, everything. Okay, what's our plan when they take that away, right? And we just got to do that. We did not do that the other night, and I think it showed. And we're working extremely hard on that. We have to be able to complete passes from 10 yards down, and if we do that at a good rate, then it will open up the deep stuff.
Does it help your group to know you're going to have a little more consistency with the quarterback situation now? Is that difficult to kind of go between two?
Yeah, we talked about it very minimal, and one thing I want them to understand is, I understand that question, and it is a great question. You have to be careful in how you talk to the players about stuff like that, because then they start thinking that outside circumstances control what they do, right? And you want to kind of stay away from that in football, because it's such a team sport that they need to concentrate on running the greatest route they've ever run in their life over and over and over and over again. Then they just have to trust the process. They have to trust the coaches that they're going to put the right guys in the right position that makes the team ultimately most successful. And so we're just kind of like concentrating on that.
What are your impressions of Kevin Jennings as a guy, just a guy on this team?
Just a fierce competitor, loves football, and he bounces back from failure quickly, which is great. You have to have it at that position. He has a very quick release, can get the ball out really fast. And just like all young quarterbacks that are starting out, they just need to realize you don't have to win the Super Bowl or the national championship on every play. All you got to do is make the consistent play every play, and make the routine play and make it routine, and you'll be fine.
What do you see from TCU's defense, especially that secondary? I think a couple returning names, but a lot of new faces.
Yeah, like they press a lot. So we're looking forward to going to get some press coverage, and they do a good job of it. In the Stanford game, as you saw, they tried. Stanford was okay. They're going to be in press. We're going to throw some fades, and I think they threw about 10 of them and completed one. So the challenge is before us, because the corner's really good. They had a really good corner last 2 years we played them that are outstanding. So they do a great job in the secondary, and I think that's like the number one thing is defeating press coverage this week or next week.
When Jake Bailey got his touchdown against HCU, you looked a little more pumped than usual. Just how big was that moment for you and him?
I don't know if I've ever been on a team where the leading receiver didn't score a touchdown the entire season. That was just it was different. And so it kind of became a running joke, but I don't think it was a joke to him. But, in practice, and all the players are getting on him. And so when he scored, I think there was just a lot of relief on and the players were all excited. And like I said, the culture in my room is incredible. I've spent a lot of time building the culture in our room to where we're not selfish. I think if you're a selfish person now in my room, you stick out, and all the guys are looking at you like, what's wrong with this guy? He's selfish, and so when they saw that, they were just so excited for him, and so was I. So it was a relief more so than celebration.
Making the decision that Coach did to go with Kevin as a starting quarterback, can you shed any light on how hard of a process that is as a coach to maybe have to go through and tackle just because of the position and how big it is?
Yeah, when you make that decision, because in today's world, if you're not close to your players, they're leaving, right? And so you can say what you want about the transfer portal and all that stuff. Relationships are what brings kids to you and keeps them there. And so we pride ourselves here at SMU, like we love our kids. My kids know, I know this is maybe an old cliche, I don't even know if it's politically correct, but back in the day we used to say, hey man, you walk down a dark alley in the middle of the night, I will be right next to you. Matter of fact, I'll be in front of you, protecting you. And we feel that way about our players. We love our players. And I know Coach loves Preston and has a relationship. And so that's the part that hurts the most, is that you're going to disappoint somebody and they're going to go through that. And it's like your son. Like, again, you guys have kids, and like you see your kids disappointed, it hurts you. And so that's really the kind of the thing you have to go through. And leadership, man, is a lonely position. You have to, like, when you're a leader of a team, you have to put the team first. And then the individual. And so that sometimes those decisions hurt individuals, and it hurts you to hurt them. And I think that's where we're all at, and Coach is at, and because we love Preston.
Does it help to do it now and let the 2 weeks go and just not any questions out there about what's going to happen in that sense too?
Yeah, I think with the off week and everything, I think it was it was the timing was right.
Talked a lot about the fall camp Romello had. What have you seen from him kind of translating that these first few weeks of the season?
Yeah, I think it's been just a weird first 3 games with the targets and everything. Like, like I looked at the stats, I didn't even realize that Kelvonte Dixon doesn't even have a target or a catch. And that happens. But obviously, with what transpired last year, and we had a bunch of targets, a bunch of catches to a bunch of individuals. I think his stats could be better, and I think they will. I think it'll improve. I have not seen, like, the success he had in camp hasn't translated to the games yet. But I think, who knows why? There's a lot of different factors, but I think you will see it. I think you will, because he's too talented of a player for it not to start showing up. It's kind of like baseball when a guy's, his batting average, he's just too good. It's gonna eventually come out.
Kind of asked Coach Simons about this, but how do you, when you don't have a game this week, where you want to, come back after last week, prove that that's not the team you are? How do you go about making sure the team doesn't dwell on this past week and that they're looking forward, that they're ready for this?
Oh yeah, and that's a really good question, because that's what I talked about in my meeting this morning. Is in today's world, your players want to go and play at the next level in the NFL, and if you dismiss that and say, man, you worry about the NFL when it's time to play in the NFL, you're going to lose your players. I love my guys like my own son. So I know I got 6 dudes that could be their last year, and they all want to go play at the next level. So you know what I do? And I did this morning, is we break it down. I go, okay, you want to play in the NFL? This is what they're looking for. You better put this on your resume. You better get this on your resume. You better get this on your resume. This is a great week for you to get all of these things to work towards what you want to have in the future, right? And I think that you can win at the college level and still try to help fulfill the dreams of your players to play at the next level all at the same time. I know there's some coaches out there that don't believe that. I do, because I've seen it work. Because if we win, they get what they want. We all get what we want, right? So I think this is a great week for them. Hey man, you got to run better routes. You got to block better. You got to have better yak. When you catch the ball today out in practice, I want you to think, I got to get more yards after the catch. And you need to put all of those things on the resume, because this is what the NFL is looking for. They don't just hand out millions of dollars to anybody. You better do something special, and you better do something elite, right? And so I think you can work on those things in practice. Is a perfect week to do it. Good question.
Anything else?